Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lico Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So, we've got people panicking, bro. We got the far left panicking over Stephen Colbert's being fired, and we got the people on the right that are trying to emphasize on what has been going on how things are done with comedians nowadays, on what they do and how they need to do things. And then, of course, you got Bill Maher, who has attacked Whoopi Goldberg for her criticism of what she has said about how black people are being treated not better than Israelis, which is like commonly stupid, bro, very stupid. So let's go with this first topic. Jay Leno blames hosts divisive politics for demise of late night, while David Letterman accuses CBS of cowardice. So we got these two right here. Jay Leno, who's saying that for comedians, it's okay to talk politics, which is fine, but you have to balance it. You have to balance it out. Like, you could talk politics and you could talk about other things and joke around on other topics, but you shouldn't be talking about one topic, because if you talk about one topic, people could either hate you for it or love you for it. And of course, Stephen Colbert, in his CBS's viewership, he has not been doing very well. But then, of course, you got David Letterman, who's being a dummy, who wants to tell CBS that you guys are a bunch of cowards and you don't want to defend this. Bro, CBS has a job. They're trying to get money. They're trying to maintain money. And keeping the late show with Stephen Colbert is not helping things. I mean, look what happened with the supporting of Stephen Colbert. Only 20 people showed up, and that's not a good support run. Come on, man. Give me a freaking break, dude. So let's look at this article here and read a little bit about it. So, let's read this first part here, this first column. The late night talk shows, once a staple of escapists' entertainment, face an uncertain future with falling ratings and the cancellation of Stephen Colbert by CBS. Recent comments from two legendary hosts, Jay Leno and David Letterman, highlight contrasting views on why the late night genre is struggling. Leno attributes the decline to current hosts over political biases and that alienate audiences, while Letterman points the finger at corporate decisions, particularly CBS canceling the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So, here's Jay Leno's take. This is Jay Leno. So, he had an interview the other day about his take on it, and the video's right there. But here's like this. This is his comment on what he said. To me, I like to think that people come to a comedy show to kind of get away from things. You know, the pressure of life, whatever it might be. Now you have to be content with half the audience because you have to give your opinion. So, it's like this. For Stephen Colbert, he has only half the audience with one topic. This is politics. And he says what he wants to say about Trump or all the hatred of how things are getting better in the country, instead of trying to balance it. I mean, because he could have said things about Biden, how he's not been doing, which he didn't say. He could have said things about what Kamala's doing, but he didn't say that. But of course, he attacks Donald Trump. And that is what's going on. You got to balance it. And that's what Jay Leno said. You have to balance things out, man. But the problem is, a lot of these celebrities don't do that. So here's another one. I love political humor. Don't get me wrong, but it's just what happens when people wind up cozy too much onto one side of the other. Why shoot for just half of the audience all the time? You know, why not try to get the whole, to bring people into the big picture? Leno didn't name specific hosts, but his comments appear directed at Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jon Stewart, John Oliver, Seth Meyers. You know, a lot of these comedians, they've been doing that nowadays, bro. They have not been trying to target all audiences. they've been targeting only half the audience. And that's what they need to start doing. You know, take advice from him, man. Take advice from Jay Leno, man. So it's like this. He's talked about Barack Obama. He's talked about John Carter, Ronald Reagan, you know, on the good and the bad, but he balances it out. He balanced things out. And that's what a comedian should be doing. Now, here's a video on it. You guys can watch this if you want. It's a good interview. It is a good interview so far that I've watched. But I decided to let this be, and you guys can watch it yourselves, man. Now, David Letterman. Instead of him talking about what Jay Leno has said, he just goes out and criticizes CBS for being cowards, for not defending Stephen Colbert, bro. They did not do the correct thing. They did not handle Stephen Colbert, the face of that network, in the way he deserves to have been handled. He dismissed CBS's financial ratio, claiming the show lost 40 to 50 million annually, which is true. The late night show with Stephen Colbert was paid $100 million a year, was budgeted to $100 a million yearly, but they were losing 40 to 50 million a year. So what are they supposed to do? Let it keep running until CBS falls to the ground? No, it's business. It is a business. So you have to balance it out. I mean, look at the game studios right now. Game studios like Ubisoft, they merged with Tencent because they did not do very well with the games because they've been targeting mostly with the woke media nonsense, bro. And when they do that, bro, they fail. They fail the gamers. So, of course, the game business, Ubisoft, has not been doing well. So, of course, they went with Tencent. And then Tencent, they had to do some layoffs. And Ubisoft is trying to stay alive. So what they had to do was they had to go along with Tencent. They had to balance things out. So right now, that's what CBS did when they merged with when they went with Paramount to merge with Skydance. They had to balance things out. And David Letterman, man, he's forgotten about that, bro. He's ignoring the financial crisis. Instead, he just wants to disrespect the network. You know? Like I said, you can read all this of what David Letterman said, bro. And like I said, dude, this is just plain ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I will have this posted in the description below. Now we got another one that we're going to talk about right here. Bill Maher slams Whoopi Goldberg and progressive virtue signaling. Admits he was wrong about the Trump tariffs. Now, Bill Maher, he's another one that kind of disrespected Trump and everything in many ways. But slowly he has been seeing how other celebrities on other channels have been treating our country and what has been going on. And he is seeing right now what Trump is doing. And of course, he went to a dinner invite by Trump to attend to his White House, to having a dinner with him and having a discussion with him. Because he did kind of react about the tariffs of what Trump is doing and everything, but he realized that what Trump is doing is very good. But let's get to this article. Let's get to it. In recent months, comedian and political commentator Bill Maher, historically a left-wing late-night commentator, has increasingly positioned himself as a centrist voice in a polarized American landscape. Known for his sharp wit and unapologetic takes on politics, Maher has ramped up his criticism of what he calls the stupid woke elements on the left, while also engaging in unexpected cross-aisle interactions, including a notable dinner with President Donald Trump. So you see, it's like he used to criticize Trump a lot. He used to do all that. But once he came into dinner with him, he is realizing what Trump is trying to do, bro. And he's seeing right now what people like The View are doing. And it's just, like I said, bro, you got everyone fighting amongst each other, bro, instead of trying to balance it, instead of just trying to work together. I mean, that's what happens, man, when you bring communists and socialists into this country, bro. It divides the country, bro. And our country's been divided, bro, many of times. But slowly, we are eventually trying to get back. Slowly. I mean, you got networks right now that are trying to get rid of all the DEI programs, and that is a good thing. So, on a Club Random podcast episode posted on Monday, July 28th, Maher took aim at progressive excesses, particularly targeting The View co-host Whoopi Goldberg's comments comparing the experiences of Black Americans in 2025 to women in Iran. Maher described such views as infuriating and outdated, labeling them as part of the stupid woke. This is something that, again, is infuriating about the far left, I would say. Call them whatever they wanted, not the woke, not the stupid woke, like Whoopi Goldberg, love her, but when she said a couple of weeks ago that being black was the same as being a woman in Iran, it's like, yeah, in 1920, but not today. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg described what was happening in being with black women. That happened in the past. That was in the past. Why is she talking about the past than today? I mean, look what black people are doing right now today. They're disrespecting police officers and all that, man. I mean, there's video out there. You guys can watch it for yourselves. Yeah, there's been white people that have done things. There have been Asian people that have done things. But there's been black people that have done things also. Just got to look at the facts. Got to look at the facts, man. I mean, the other day I saw on Twitter by Laura Loomer showing a black person killing an innocent pit bull dog, burning the dog to death. You guys can check it out on Laura Loomer. She's got the pic and everything, and the suspect. There are crazy people out there, people. There are crazy people out there. And like I said, this has got to be, we have to balance things out. You have to understand that there are things that are going wrong that's bad that needs to be fixed. So, during the podcast with liberal YouTube personality Brian Tyler Cohen, Maher expanded on his frustrations with the left's reluctance to engage with opposing views. He criticized the attitude of refusing to break bread with conservatives, calling it... Yeah, my face is starting to... I hate it when it freezes on me like that. And I apologize, guys. Yep, there we go. I really apologize about that freeze up. All right, so let me see. All right. With opposing views, he criticized the attitude of refusing to break bread with conservatives, calling it the stupidest thing that the left does. Maher argued that the isolation mindset alienates potential allies and hinders progress. The stupidest thing that the left does is having this attitude toward the right that we won't even break bread with you. We are so far above you that we won't even sit down at the same table with you. That is their attitude, and that makes me sick too. Maher also slammed New York City mayoral candidate Zohan Mandani, a Democratic socialist, as a walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally. So it's like I said, dude, Maher is starting to wake up slowly, just slowly, but he is trying to balance his thing. He's trying to balance it out, bro. He's trying to balance himself out on what is going on in the world and what he feels. You know, I mean, that's something that everybody's got to wake up and see, man. And like I said, this will be posted in the link below. So guys, I recommend you guys read these, bro. These are very good articles. I recommend you guys reading it. So you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? So please, by all means, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.